I smell blood and flesh.
Urania, Skuta, Meduma. Mystery goddess, magic leather dress, Amazon. 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 Roll with a mystery goddess, on fire, purple the hottest. Muffin raisin dough, elemental O's. Lay stay up on crosses, Madua take no losses. Dark low make it rain, leather whip be striking. Booches bitch be hiking, drugs sell themselves. Triple beam pedal biking, top shelf, your favorite makeup. Medusa, let your hair out. Snow blind, never in a drought. Is that Ajax on your face, or powdered wig around your mouth? My Amazon chickadee catch it down south. A little road made to take you away. Caustic poisonous touch put you in the bleach. Big biscuits onomatopoeia. Darkness through dreams. Urania come to see ya. The methyl bromide blows in the wind. Mystery goddess, magic leather dress, Amazon. Mystery goddess, magic leather dress, Amazon.
Welcome back to the Lady Babylon. This is Better Than Muse. I have some fun stuff for you tonight. I've got a clip. It's a little bit of time that we can spend just kind of ruminating over how beautiful and gorgeous the meal is that we have. Oh, God, isn't it gorgeous? I hope you're hungry tonight. I really hope you're hungry tonight, because I want to throw a little feasty to you right off the bat. I want us to be able to have something to sink our teeth into. Hail Satan is right. This is fantastic. What have I done? I've captured somebody tonight, and I've brought them in before you and before the trans-dimensional authority. We're going to examine what is hiding in the darkness, in order that you, congregation of Satan, may not fall to the snares of the followers of Jesus, who will call you into the back corner, right? They will offer you things. Yes. And in return, you will give them your dignity. Fantastic. Not so fantastic. Let's go tonight. I want to jump right in, because we are going to have a clip. But before we do that, I want to say, a lot of people, are you going to spank them? Yes. Yes, tonight. Tonight, I promised you a spanking. I knew. They're going to love this spanking. They're going to love it. Okay, here we go. As we begin tonight, I want to jump right in. And as we do, before we get to our clip, I want you to take the oath. People have been writing to me saying, what do you think about X, Y, and Z? And what about Talos? And what about the tyrant? People, listen, shall we just put this to bed for once, so that we all know on which side we all stand? Can we just drop it and just be completely honest with each other? Let's do that right now. And how am I going to do that? I'm going to bring up somebody from the dead. And I'm going to show you the oath right out of their mouth. We have a dead Athenian people. And what are they doing here? They're taking the oath to democracy. You want to see where I stand? Watch this. Give it to me. Right? It transcends, right? Nobody can stand against this. It transcends everything, Chewy. They won't be able to stop us. Are you ready for the oath? Are you ready for the oath? Okay. These are the thoughts upon which your democracy, America, is built. Are you ready? I swear to kill either by word or deed or by vote, even with my own hands when I am able. The one who puts down the democracy in Athens. Yeah. The one who's been brought into power with the overthrow of democracy and everything following. Whoever is in office, whoever gets put there to be a tyrant, to whoever puts them there. These are the people that I swear to kill, says the Athenian. And adds this, right? It's not finished. So it's a great passage, long, so I'm trying to be right on the dot, right, with the sources. Yeah, and if somebody else kills this tyrant, do you know what? They are perfectly just within the laws of the gods and the daimon. Do you understand? Because the person they offed was a traitor to Athens. Do you understand me? And her people. Do you understand where the oath goes? The oath goes to the democracy. I swear to defend our democracy. Our democracy is in our Constitution. It lives within it. Now, you have elected a tyrant. What now? You and I, we are still defenders of our democracy. Do you understand? These are the oaths that people take every day to defend our democracy, and to the tyrant who would step on it, and to those who would facilitate any abuse of it. You all get justice from the people. Isn't that nice? Those Athenians, I tell you what, it's fantastic. Look what they're doing. Look what they're doing in Athens, right, people? We have to discuss history. So I wanted to hit you right there. That's my answer to every person out there. Every person out there. I don't care who you are. Yeah. I am an American, and I swear an oath to defend the democracy. Yes. Fantastic. Fantastic. And to those people who are doing it all day long, right, and living their lives out that way, having sworn those oaths. Yeah. Good job. Fantastic. Fantastic. A light in the darkness is what you are, right? A light in the darkness of the Constitution. That's beautiful. Give me the next one. Give me the next one. You see, people, did you see the tyrant there? The word for tyrant. Go back and pause it. Look at the Greek. You'll see what it is. Give me the next one. I want you to sit here, people, and look, this is just the cherry on the top, but I want you to sit here and look at what he says. He says in word and in deed and by vote. Do you understand? What is the action of the democratic vote? The action of the democratic vote is to stop the tyrant. That is the democratic vote. Look what's happening. You thought we were in our own unique world, right? No. This is just look at the history and look at the patterns and look at how things roll along. It's fantastic. Don't you love that? Look at that last psefo. Oh, God. Yes. Give it to me. Give me the next one. You got to love it. City on a hill, baby. Now, I want to, before we get to our clip and our feeding tonight, I want to show you, Satanic Congregation, these are the two hymns that we are plugging into. Who is this? This is Sabazius and Hipa, right? That's the genitive form anyway. Hipa, right? Isn't that gorgeous? Sabazius and Hipa. And who are these two? Who are Sabazius and Hipa? They're the ones who are going to prepare for us the Christing, right? They're the ones who are going to prepare for us the Christing. And by the way, people, this is the oldest Jewish god. Yes. Do you know, as professors now sit and study the origins of Judaism and date it back to the first BC, do you know in the second BC who it was that the Jewish people were worshiping? It was Sabazius, this god that I'm telling you right now. How do we know that? Because there was a decree to kick out any of the conspirators who were involved trying to overthrow the government. And it was a group of followers of Sabazius. And, they just said straight up, that's what the worship was, right? And remember, don't let that surprise you, because Plutarch comes along and he explains to everybody, look, Judaism is Bacchic worship, right? And then he goes on to describe the gowns and starts to talk about similarities, and suddenly there's a lacuna in the text, and the whole thing is, it's got a hole in it, right? Just when things got good. So I want you to see where you're coming from, Sabazius and Hipa. Give me Sabazius and Hipa one more time. Blow me up, Chewy. Boom. And here we go. I'm just going to translate these. Listen to me, Father, son of Cronus, Sabazius, oh, you most glorious demon. You most glorious demon. You who sewed up Dionysus, right? In Bacchus into your thigh, right? The one with that shouting loud voice, that metal, right? From that concert, boom, that shouting, that's Erebromic Dionysus. And why does he sew him up in his thigh? So that he can become complete and he can finally be led to meet Hipa, she of the beautiful cheeks. Oh, God. Who are we talking about? We're talking about Phrygian mothers, leaders of mystic rites. How do you get into the mystery? You have to have a leader. And who's the leader? The leader is the one that Dionysus gets you to come to. Isn't that nice? Why do you think? We have the Eleusinian mysteries. You have to have Dionysiac processions in order to bring people to her. And why is it so important that we come to her? Because she is the one who provides the communion. She is the one who brings ionic life. She is the Christ. Isn't that gorgeous? Christ was a woman long before a man became famous who happened to be called a Christ. Fantastic. Do you see where you are? You came a few minutes too late to this epic and seconds or decades. Fantastic. I love it. Let's keep going. Hit me with another text, Chewy. Oh, wait, what? Do we still? Oh, right. Oh, okay. Here's what I want to do. I want to show you this clip. And I want you to pay attention to look, enjoy. This is going to be, on me. Don't worry. I'm paying the tab here. Bon appetit.
It's reasonable to believe that the occurrence of demonic human cohabitation took place, and that
special judgment befell the demons who did this.
Because of a faulty view of angelology and eschatology to Enoch by Jude, that reference, putting the two together, does not legitimize the complete works of this book.
What are you looking at?
In Acts chapter 7, let's give an example here. Paul referenced Greek philosophers, but that did not endorse the truth of what these men had to say.
Yes.
The Book of Enoch was not accepted by Jewish canon because of a faulty view of angelology and eschatology. It was not accepted by early Christians except
For heretical sects.
All right, let's just take a look at what's going on. Yes. Yeah, that was Bob Larson, right? And what he was doing was a carnival act that the theologians have done for a long time. You and I have been sitting here looking at books that people don't accept as biblical, right? They're outside of the canon, as he was talking about, which, by the way, there was no Jewish canon. I don't know what he's talking about, unless he's talking about the books in the Septuagint. But please note that he held up an English translation of the Book of Enoch, right? What he is trying to argue is that Enoch, this literary composition that comes to us somewhere to 2nd century BC, 1st century BC, somewhere in that range, that this book should not be considered when studying the New Testament. Okay. Why? Because it's not canon, because of theology. You don't get canon without theology. And you see, he flashed up a couple of words of their eschatology and soteriology or whatever the hell it was, right? All of that is a mind game. None of that is source. None of that is source. That is a mind game, and that is what theologians do, to dope you up, to get you into the back, to take advantage of you. Show us, please. Can we be taken advantage of? Can we? Now, this is the book, by the way, that he was holding up. If anybody wants to take a look at it, hang on, we'll come back to that. Go ahead. What's that? Oh, here they are. Yeah, here they are. The funny thing is, you know what the devil told me? The devil told me, hail Satan, by the way, the devil told me, people with t-shirts right now, they end up having to wear those in hell. Isn't that great? They have to walk around with their mugs. They have to walk around with all of their stupid greed like chains around them. Isn't that nice? So pick one out. Pick one out. Oh, if only I could talk face to face with this exorcist. Right? Bob Larson is a great exorcist. If only. May I wish upon a star? May I wish upon a star? Bob Larson, please come to me. It'll only hurt for a second. I promise. I'll free you, Bob. Let's go. Let's go to the next one. Look, this is the book. Yeah, bring it back up. This is the book that he's talking about right now. What am I going to do? I'm going to go way overboard, right? Not just send down a shot from a sniper rifle. Not a cannon. No howitzer. No. This is a drop from a satellite, right? When we take out a target, we drop the big one on them, right? Make sure there's no way they can recover. This is the English text that he's looking at for Enoch, right? Now, give me this one. We don't use that. No. Look at this. This is the Book of Enoch with the Greek fragments. So this is the actual Book of Enoch. We're not relying on any sort of theologian to tell you what this means. Look at the opening of this book. I just want you to see here the Book of Enoch together with a reprint of the Greek fragments, 1912. Now look at all the BS below, all the parables and theology, BS. And then right there, smack dab in the middle, is this medieval Kabbalistic crap that has nothing to do with anything from antiquity. right? Oh, everybody knew that, right? No, Kabbalah is like a radioactive tracer. When you find Kabbalah in something, you know you've been corrupted by a later source, a medieval source, right? Nothing classical. Nothing classical. That is pure shim sham. If you don't believe me, go to some of the people that refute me by numbers and Hebrew letters. It's the most comically insane thing that you've ever seen in your life. It's, it's monism at its best. It's when monism creates a little circle in your head and you just do like this, boom, and out comes a little worm, right? Oh, God, you haven't been there yet, but you'll get there. We'll get you the training manual so it doesn't, you know what I mean? It's procedure after a while in the underworld. Give me it. Tartarus is waiting. People. Now, Bob Larson's argument is that Enoch is not acceptable, right? Has no bearing upon the New Testament. He even refutes Jude, right? A letter in the New Testament that's using Enoch. And what do the authors of this text do? Oh, God, I just want to read this first sentence to you. Blow it up. Chewy people, listen to this. The influence of Enoch on the New Testament, the influence of Enoch on the New Testament has been greater than that of all other apocryphal and pseudepigraphical books taken together. Go ahead and leave that up. Okay, what is he saying? That this book of Enoch is more influential than anything. You can trace it through the New Testament. The first passage they give you is Jude. And then they give you these pages. Oh, and what do? They put Jude next to Enoch, and they show you the very wording is the same. The concepts are the same. And they do it for the Gospels. Did you know every Gospel of your Protestant Bible? Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Mark's the one where they found Jesus arrested with a naked kid in a public park at 4 a.m. screaming, "I'm not a trafficker." All right, Lucifer, you pleased? Right? Every time. It's got to be in every episode. Every episode. Oh, God. All right, where were we? Let's get back to it. Give me. That made me a little lightheaded. Did you see that? I kind of blew a spring there. Look. So the Exorcist. By the way, Bob's an exorcist. Wouldn't you please, Satanic Congregation, if you would, please, Bob, please, Satanic Congregation would love it if you and I could have a sit down, sir, please. Oh, this is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. So Bob will tell you can't use Enoch, even though Enoch influences every gospel and the basic things that Jesus said. Like, you can't worship God and mammon. Did you know he was quoting from Enoch? Did you know? Did you know you can tell that Jesus is literate from who the quotes that he has? Did you know? No, you didn't. You didn't, because you, like the Judean from the first century, only encountered Jesus after he came back from Egypt and was educated. You got a different view. You got a different view. It's okay. I know you can't read or write because this is country bumpkinville. I understand that. Where are the Watchers? People are hilarious about the Watchers, man. Give me the next one, please, Chewy. Now, I just want to give you one more page of these, but look, people, these are all overlaps between Enoch and other books of the Bible. They go through Paul's letters, They go through other epistles, right? Revelation. Is it all over Revelation? Of course it is, right? So here is a person who doesn't even understand the extent of the influence on his own text, and yet he's trying to tell you authoritatively. He is also an exorcist. Please. Oh, God. Oh, I can taste it. Satanic Congregation, I can taste it. Give me the next one. There's 10 pages of that, people. Bob, please consider. Look, Bob, let me show you some of the Greek tonight and consider. We need to get together, sir. Let's give me this one. Boom. Load up. No, load up. Fantastic. People, do you want the real story of what's going on? This is the sons of God we're talking about. I'm just going to translate this for you. Right? There's no ideas of mine. Right? I'm just translating straight up. What is this? This is the Book of Enoch. Right? This is the Book of Enoch. Are you ready? So the sons of God took wives, each one of them. They took the kind of women that they wanted, right? And they started interacting with them, and they became dyed in them. They became dyed in them, and they taught them drugcraft and song and root cutting and all of the plants that they use. Okay. Now, what's going to happen? You go ahead, Chewy. What's going to happen? People are going to jump up and they're going to say, just like all the religious people, they're going to support the fairy tale. What does the fairy tale say about this? Oh, it's giants. Ping pong, ping pong. They're angels. Ha! And the poo, and the oh, and the God, and the glory. Bullshit. Right? What happened? This group of people, aka sons of God, came, interacted with the local population of the women, and they taught the women how to do something. And it involved drugs and song and sex. And they pushed this way of life, this initiation, this mystery. They pushed it with their families. Do you understand? They educated their children in the mystery. All right. You mean these aren't aliens? Oh, God. Please, people. Please. Reason. You know what? You know, the vote may have tipped in the category of unreason. But that doesn't mean that we just abandon the principles that gave us democracy in the first place, like reason. Reason. Oh, God. I don't know how many times it just keeps coming. Look, people, we're halfway there, right? Because it's going to be short tonight. I want to hit you with a couple of real deep things. Give me that one more time. People, look at the bottom. Take down better the muse there, Chewy. Thank you. Look, people, look at the bottom. I want you to notice that last line talks about eating flesh and drinking blood. Eating flesh and drinking blood. You see, their children that had gone on to perfect the art. They had advanced to the Bacchic stage of consuming blood and flesh. Blood and flesh. They had great reputations, these people. Were they aliens? No. Right? Were they fairy tale figures of any sort? No. This is anthropology. Right? These are people. This is not a fairy tale. The world is real. I'm sorry if that disappoints you, but the world is real. Fantastic. Give me the next one. You know what? I need the rest of the hymn. We didn't get the rest of the. Go back to the hymn, by the way. People, I just want you to see who is Hipa. She is that nurse of Bacchus. She is the Ewada Kuren. Look at that first line. Ewada Kuren. She's the Eve. She is the leader. On the next line, the leader of the mystic rites, the one who rejoices in the initiation of holy Saba. What were the last words on Jesus's mouth? The words of this God, Sabachthon. Sabachthon. Do you want to see who he was calling out to? I'm going to show you tonight for the first time in history. He was calling out to Hipa. Give me the hymn. He was calling out to Hipa. Would you like to see? Look at the fourth line down, halfway down. What is she called? Chthoniya. Chthoniya. Who is this Eve? She is the one who delights in holy Sabachthon. You missed the boat. Christians, Jews, Muslims, you missed it. You came right by you. And instead of that, you absorbed the fairy tales. Monist fairy tales, and because of that, the world is being plunged into darkness. The king Talos, who now walks the shores of our little island in his crazed mind, the king is now. The king is now. Yeah. Why? That's what happens when you abandon justice. It's what happens. What about your oaths? You realize the people who are writing the things and that you're reading and coining words like free speech, you realize those are the people who swear to defend that democracy. They swear to defend it. Fantastic. Anyone who supports a tyrant and those tyrants, sic semper tyrannis. Give me the next one. That's where I stand. I stand there right with the general. Give me the next one. Love it. Love it. Oh, okay. And next one. Wait. Yep. There we go. Okay. And people, what happens next in the narrative? I just want to see. This generation of great people, they taught others, and it names a few of them. Azael is one of them. And what did Azael teach? He taught warcraft, weapons, shields, spears, right? The thorax, that breastplate. Yeah. And what else? He taught them how to bring things from the earth. Metala. What did he train? Metala. Do you remember when we found the Metallica Pharmaca? That was the earthborn drug, right? They're looking for the earthborn works. And what really is all of this for? It's the use of numerous arts, including Bafika, which is a drug/dying art, right? But they're dying with psychotropic substances, right? So you get the idea. That's why when the midwife came along and probed Mary's vagina, right? That's a technical term, Chewy, right? It's scientific, right? Does everybody see that? Listen, people, seriously, Chewy, when you have an obstetrics exam, right? Your gynecologist there trying to figure out if you're, pregnant or if everything's going along right, and all the details, right? That's where you have palpations, right? OBGYNs do that. It's part of the deal. We used to do that with cows. I palpated cows all the time, right? Determining pregnancy and getting pregnant, right? There are many little bulls out there, right, who were from me. Thank you. I was prolific. Yes, go. That's okay. That's all right. It's the last time you'll ever stop the forward progress. No, I'm just kidding. Blow it up, Jay. Right, what happened? They taught them all of these arts, this Azazel, taught them this thing. And what else? Look at verse 2. The section 2. Came about this Asebe, a lot of it. Remember what the rite is all about? It's a rite of Asebe. It's a cathartic rite, right? That akatharsia is what we are generating. And what does he say? They porneusan. They pornated. They had sexual intercourse, causing those people to wander, causing them to be the planetes. Don't you remember? We've heard this talk in other works, of Acts, right? In other works of the canonical New Testament. It's the same language. And why? Because people have access to this work of Enoch. And it's very influential. It shapes Jesus more than any other work. Yeah. As a matter of fact, you can say, contrary to what the theologian exorcist just told you, that you couldn't have Jesus Christ without Enoch. Yeah, you couldn't. Funny thing is, you couldn't have Judaism either. So Judaism and Christianity were born from the same well. Isn't that gorgeous? That's gorgeous. That's how influential writers are. Oh, love it. He touched me. Jesus did. Let's translate, make sure we didn't. What else are they teaching them? Look at number 2, right? They got all freaky, got all into the sex and stuff. Look at number 3. They taught them singing and the using of the roots for their drugs and the cleansings, right? The salvations they call them. But look what else they're teaching them. Astrology, right? Astrology, right? And how do you translate this? Asteroscopia is like watching the sky for signs, right? For semea, right? Watching the earth for signs. He talks about them teaching you, watching the earth for signs. Do you understand? Just sit there for a minute, looking at it scientifically at what they're doing, right? Because these are concrete arts. Right. You may say, you mean they're reading the birds in the sky, doing the augurial stuff? Of course they are, right? How do you think you get to that prophetic state? You get there through the drugs, right? And that's exactly what he's showing you. It's not hinted at. It's just open, just spelled out for you. And still, what will people do? They will either listen to theologians and do this. Or they will believe some kind of fairy tale. So you can either plug your ears or believe fairy tale. Those are your 2 shit choices. Welcome to Planet X. Yeah. No, don't worry. Devil has better. Let's see the burning hardcore reality. That's what we need to see, says the devil, right? That's what we really need to see. Get on your throne, people. Give me the next one. Okay, are you ready? What else did they teach them? No, let's give me the next one. We're done there. What else did they teach them? Look at number 3 here. Right, it's giving people credit, right? Somebody taught them rights, right? The roots and the plants again. And there was this dude, Pharmaros. That's nice. Listen to this. There's a demon or angel or dude, magus, called Pharmaros, right? It's like calling you, Darth Drug. Yeah, Darth Drug. I'm Darth Drug. And what do you think Darth Drug teaches you? He teaches you, well, you may have translated as sorcery, but it's the art of the manipulation of somebody's mind through drugs. Oh, God. You mean he worked for the CIA? He could have, right? Because he was a magus. And what do the magus do? They're the chief interrogators from the ancient world. They're the chief interrogators. Right? How do you get somebody to confess to a conspiracy? You take them to a magus, and within minutes, they can turn them into a friendly talking mofo. Right? Fantastic. It's an art, people. I'm telling you. Put that goat on drugs, man. Watch what happens. Watch where they search out for that stuff anyway. It's part of their habits, man. Those goats. Yeah. This is that Bromian scream. By the way, give us a little bit more. We just need to turn up the tone of the hymn. Chewy, give us a little bit more of Hipa. Who is this woman, Hipa, again, that we're getting? She's that one who is taking pleasure in that holy Saba. And what does she do? She screams in that Iachic chorus, in that Bacchic chorus. Come to me, Chthoniya, Basileia, you queen. Come to me. And then it talks about where she is and how she's going to bring, as that good nurse does, she brings that joy. Yeah. Oh, love it. Love it. Why these two? Sabazius and Hipa. Because that people is the mystery. We are profaning the mystery. She's the one who brings you the cup of Lady Babylon. People keep asking me, can they do it? Can they do it? Can we regenerate this thing? Get somebody to do it. I keep telling them the same thing. No, they can't. Doesn't matter if they know all the ingredients. You have to have a cup, people. You have to have a cup. Isn't that gorgeous? What do you think that cup does? That cup sings and gives you life. Yeah. Yeah. Eating flesh and drinking blood, right? I know you don't see it now, right? It looks so sweet. It looks so sweet, but we're eating flesh and drinking blood, and not just anyone's flesh. We're eating our flesh and our blood. Fantastic. Wow. These cultists, I'll tell you what, these mystery people, these monists, you know what I mean? They get into it, and that's deep. Did you know this is the origin of Judaism and Christianity? Right? We're right there, singled right down to the century. And this is the stuff Jesus is quoting verbatim. Now, he quotes other things, right? He does. Don't get me wrong. He quotes the Septuagint all the time. He didn't quote Hebrew. No, of course he didn't, stupid. Right? He quotes Greek. Right? Fantastic. For the person who wrote to me concerned that Russell Brand was out there talking about Greeks as foreigners, remember how deep Russell Brand stands in the pool, right? You don't scream at little Johnny in the shallow end when he's got water up to his ankles and he's crying when his little wet diaper. You don't scream at him. No, you don't. Right? You can't. You can't. Because it's just not. Why? Because it's not right to say, hey, Johnny, don't worry. Mommy didn't want to take off your diaper, so you're going to put all your feces in the pool. Somehow you've got to purge. You've got to purge. Let's show you a little more Greek to give you the chance to purge. Are you ready? This is wonderful. Yep, go ahead. What are the people doing? Oh God, Luteria. Oh, you don't even want to know. Signs of the sun, people, and signs of the moon. All right, and they began. This is at the bottom. They began to anakalupten. To you hear apocalypse in there a little bit. This is anacalypse, not apocalypse, but anacalypse. What is it when you anacalypse something? You reveal it. You practice it. It is the revelation of the mysteries that they're doing. That's what the text says. I am not telling you that. That is what the text is telling you. It's telling you right there. And Who were they doing it with? Quick, the next text, it's got nope, under that, no, wait. Oh God, yeah, here it is. Here's the line, anakaluptein tamusteria. That's what they're doing, and who are they doing it with? Look at the top. Guna auton kai tois technois auton. With their wives and their children. With their wives and their children. Now I'm going to finish the translation. And it was at this point that those great people began to eat the flesh of humans. Okay? So when Jesus Christ, who was arrested in a public park with a naked kid, talks about eating flesh and drinking blood, you are a long way from your little Baptist church in Kansas. You are a long way. Your reality doesn't exist. Your pseudo-Christian history doesn't exist. And you don't even know who Jesus Christ or Moses or Abraham or any of those people was. You don't know. Fantastic. Let's conclude with a couple of, go ahead. This little paragraph, I just wanted to show you. Okay, are you ready? This is what happens when we enter through that pharmacon. When we enter the mystery, what happens? He says, look, something took a hold of me and led me out to this place. And in this place were these beings. And the only way to describe them is to say they were burning fire. When they wanted to be, they turned into humans. Okay? And they took me to this dark place, right? It was a mountain. And the head of this mountain, it reached all the way to Uranos. Right? And you say, Uranos, wait a minute. I thought this stuff was supposed to be, right? No, oh, you didn't. We didn't talk about that. Yeah, people co-opt this like everything. Say, oh, there are Hebrew originals to this thing too. Yeah, right. Right. Yeah, that's nice. Right. Oh, come, please. Like the theologian who just said Jewish canon. You know how much Jewish canon there is right now? A zero. It doesn't exist. And if I were sitting there, I could press him on it and say, oh, really? Who set the canon? And when is this Jewish canon set? And what works do we have listed? Oh, you mean you just have the Septuagint? What are you talking about? Your history is bullshit. Shame on you for trying to take the members of the Satanic congregation out and giving them the business. That's what it is. Flash him up there. Here, get his t-shirt up there again. Lucifer wants to see this. Here, Mr. Larson, here's your stuff. There it is, people. There it is. You buy it, he wears it in hell. Okay? Right? Fantastic. Bob, fantastic. You should be proud of yourself, dude. Really proud. Give me the next one. Isn't it amazing? It's just amazing, people. It's this compromise that cost us. I'm willing to bet Bob loves tyrants. I'm willing to bet it 100%. So anyway, he took me off of this dark place, right? Oh, God, are they always taking people off? Yeah, you take those drugs and somebody's leading you off into a dark corner, right? But what does he say happens here? I came to this dark place, right? And look what was there. The false Teron, those flashing lights, the treasury of the stars, and the thunder, everything. And then he says something weird. And this one, people, there's a little note next to it because nobody can figure this out, right? And it says, he led him to the aerobathe. And what that literally means is walking on the air walking. Wind walking, something in that. But in the place where the wind walking is happening, he has a bow and arrows of fire, it says, and a thing to put the bow in, a case, and all of the lightning you want, right? And he's going to lead him up to the living waters. Okay, look, we'll stop right there. But I want you to see all of that, which they talked about as the lightning, right? Because what happens when you profane the mystery? You bring the lightning. You bring the lightning. When you put somebody through this initiation, right? You bring the lightning. Profanation is making common. Making common. You and I are going to enter into, as mystery initiates, common intercourse. Common intercourse. We will be facilitated in this process, and it will cause us to be reborn. Fantastic. Give me the next one. Oh, God, I'm ready to go. No, we're done. Let's go ahead and go down to this one. People, I wanted to give you some Christing. Look at the third line, last word on the line. Just to make Chrisanto. Now, for all the Christians out there, I know none of you, wait, hang on, give me a second. Yeah, I can do it now. Let me go into your minds for a second. Yeah, I'm searching to see if any Christians out there could possibly, seminarians, PhDs, no. DDs, no, I don't see them. No. Nobody's seen this. Fantastic. Now, for all of you who feel sudden defilement, don't worry. It'll wear off. I recommend a little toilet paper. You'll be fine. Are you ready? Here's what happens. The Nereids. What are they? These Analian Nereids. Excuse me? These sea nymphs. What do? They Christ themselves with nectar. With nectar. Do you know why? Because the little boys, I'm still translating, but I'm doing it backwards. The little boys, which doesn't matter in Greek, you can do that way too. The little boys of Eos are singing the songs of mourning for Homer, right? And for the great heroes. What are they doing? They're getting the riddle from the muses. They're receiving that while the Nereid nymphs Christ themselves with nectar. The dead is buried under the rock that juts off the shore. The Nereids Christ themselves with nectar. Do you see? Have you had the nectar of the nymph? Have you had the nectar of the nymph? And I know everybody was just like, well, what do you say? Right? Yeah. Until you come face to face with the reality, you're living in a fairy tale world of your own making, and you're doomed to that prison with me as your jailer, and Chewy too. Give it to me. Love it. You know, they love it. They're drawn and they don't know why. Go ahead. I want you to see, this is that line for more Christing, people. And what is nectar? By the way, I told you nectar. All I'm doing is sounding out the Greek. Because look at the first word. Nectari. Right? Nectari. That's just nectar, dude. That's not a translation. You can't just say the same thing. Right? Well, let's check out what is nectar. Give me one of those Victorian scholars to answer the question for me. What is nectar? What is nectar? The specific nourishment of the gods. They talk about ambrosia, right? Food and drink. Right? Nice. Also of wine. And chalbane. Wait a minute. Now we're getting into drugs. Honey, Honey. Now look at the bottom of perfumed unguent. Right? And look what's sitting there. The nectar houton. It's the gift of the muses. Right? What is the nectar houton? Now, before we go to houton to show you what that is, because that's special, right? Look at the very bottom line here. In harmonion. In harmonion. What is the inharmonic nectar? I'm just giving you Greek. That's all. They have a concept called the inharmonic nectar. Okay. Supposedly, the lyre players, right? They're the ones using this magic. The inharmonic nectar. First person to discover it, right, becomes the master, right? What are you going to do with that inharmonic nectar? You're going to take it into your being, into your soul, and you're going to let it permeate you and make you immortal. Yeah. Isn't that gorgeous? This is the mystery, people. This is the mystery. Now, when you go to church and you sit there and you're watching your priest or your pastor and you realize how stupid what you're doing is and how it has nothing to do with the glory of the mystery. That's too bad. Okay, let's finish up. Go. Hit me. What do I want to show you? Here's the chalbane, by the way, just to show you these are actual drugs. Look at the sources, Nicander's Theriaca, right? And look at that. Surprise, surprise, Septuagint, right? Why? Because we're talking about work that is roughly contemporary. Nicander and the Septuagint, very close, right? Theophrastus, a little bit before. Dioscorides, a little bit later. We're finding out their distinct vocabularies. And what is that houtos? It is something that is shed, people, as in the blood. The blood that is shed, the flowing liquid, the nectar. The nectar. Do you get it? Right? This is the communion. The stuff they're giving you at church is meaningless, powerless. And I know you know that. Yeah, I know you do. You can run around in a circle, Russell, right? You can run around in a circle all you want until you get to that base language in which these words that so changed your life are written. You have no idea. And you have not yet read the Bible. I'm sorry. I'd be glad to teach you. Give me the next one. It's a shame. Listen to me, people. When we go to the bath, I want a little bit more Christing. I'm sorry. When we go, and by the way, this is an answer right now as a gym that I'm about to give you. Right now as a gym. This is an answer to, is there a connection between Christing and drugs and sexuality, right? Is there a connection? Here it is. This is Callimachus, again, Hellenistic, right? And this is his Bath of Pallas. This is all contemporary stuff, right? And what does it talk about? It talks about a Christing again, only this time. The Christing doesn't take place because this is Athena, the virgin we're talking about. And it says, don't bring, ladies. Oh, you ladies from Achaia, don't bring to Athena, the virgin. Don't bring to her the alabastron. Don't bring to her the myrrh. She doesn't like the chremata. She doesn't like the Christing. Why? Because it's Athena. And Athena doesn't have sex. Sorry. Okay? She's satisfied with just the bath. And it's none of your business with what she does in the bath with her friends. Do you understand? Yes, fantastic. Right? And who are her friends? Nymphs. They are nymphs. Do you see? Glorious. Right? Glorious. Give me. We got a couple more. That's it. 1, 2. Boom. Yep. Here it is, people. For those of you who are, where is the source of the Christ thing? There it is. You can't read it anyway, so I don't care. But just for everybody else who's watching, there you go. There you go. Christing is a sexual act. Do you understand? It causes you to enter into a state of lucid sexual arousal. Do you know what Jesus was doing when the crowd was around him saying, crucify that pervert? He was sporting a giant erection, an unrelenting drug-induced erection. Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ. Now I understand why they wanted to kill you. If I caught you in the park where my children play with laid out drug children screaming, I'm not a trafficker, I suppose it would dawn on me looking at you with your giant, well, who knows? It could have been otherwise with your, with your, what do you call it? Your, I don't know, your holy wand, right? I don't know. With it ready there because you've been under the influence of aphrodisiacs. Do you understand? This is your Jesus, people. This is your Jesus, and this is the horror. You know what's gorgeous? I had a pastor write to me and say, you know what? I listened to you, and then I considered things and thought about all the holes that you were filling in, and it made me mad. It made me mad. Yeah. When you swallow the fairy tale, whether it's your pimp or your pastor, when you swallow a fairy tale, it takes a little bit of your self-esteem with it. Yeah, but don't worry. You can gag that garbage up. You can purge it, and people are. And for that, I say, hail Satan. Let me see if there's any more before. Don't you jump out of here. I still want to get Penelope in here. Yeah, we did that one. Go there. Finishing off there. Boom. Here, people, look at this. I just wanted you to see the Hipa, just in case you doubted me. Right. Okay. Next one. And finally, our last Christing tonight, and we'll finish on this kind of note. Who gets Christed in antiquity besides Jesus, right? Nobody has ever. Has anybody ever showed you somebody else Christed? I did. I showed you Medea, right? And Diodorus Siculus, Christing. Who else is getting Christed? Heracles, Castor. Do you notice who Heracles and Castor are? They're sons of God. Put it together. Give me the final one, and let's go. Did you know you can say Heracles Christ? You didn't know that, did you? Right? But there you go. Right? And please, people, let's finish by just me reminding everyone, that it's not our duty to go to church. It's not our God-given command to go sit and listen to a specific dude talk about anything. What, if we are Christians, what does the Bible tell us we must do? You must Christ your eyes with a drug so that you may see. If you are a Christian with all the faith in the world and have not been Christed, you do not have ionic life. Thank you for coming tonight. Hail Satan.
Mystery goddess, magic leather dress on, Amazonia. From Bactria with love, Venus illumination. Hail Satan, perfume intoxication. The cauldron boiling up, churn the butter. Hot purple sticky bud, black water mystery. I dream a genie, living in the palace of the king. Medua call me, sing the muse, more magic than Aladdin. My syllables are Greek, original sources, hood bang and run the streets. Gangsta Jesus and the disciples, caught in the night. Imposters of the mystery, child interference that sell blood and garbage designer drugs will be crucified. Flesh eater, dust to dust, the bones are pulverized. Mystery goddess, magic leather dress, Amazon. Mystery goddess, magic leather dress, Amazon.
And go check out the subreddit and ask me some questions.